Are there any aliens in the Bible?
Okay.
Also, Jesus was an alien. Right?
All right, yeah. All right, so hold on. Are there, before we get to Jesus as possibly being an alien, are there any like aliens, like intelligent life forms from other planets that have come and we find them in the Bible? No.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you do a word search on aliens,
Mm-hmm.
that word will actually come up
Okay.
in the Bible, but it's referring to those that are not part of Israel.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, like you're reading the Old Testament. So, but as far as like intelligent life form coming from another planet, live on Earth,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's not mentioned in the Bible.
Okay.
Then you get to your Jesus question.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, if we're saying Jesus was an alien in the sense that he's not from Earth,
Right.
but yet he came and he lived on this world,
Mm-hmm.
if that's how you're defining an alien, then yeah, Jesus would be an alien
Mm-hmm.
in that sense.
God came out of a giant egg in the sky and then attached to Mary's face, and then later Jesus busted out of her.
No. No, that's definitely not the way it happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I must have read a different version.
I don't know what version you read. Yeah, so
The cool one.
I'm going to use Jesus as an alien very loosely.
Okay.
That's not really,
So he wasn't an alien.
not in the way we typically think about aliens.
Okay. Were the Nephilim aliens?
All right. So, so were the Nephilim aliens? Oh boy. So we're going to get a Nephilim just right off the bat. We're like 5 minutes in
Yep.
talking about Nephilim.
Yep.
Okay.
They're in the Bible.
They are in the Bible.
And they're the weirdest part of the Bible.
They are fairly strange.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me just read Genesis 6. Can I do that?
That's the Noah chapter, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So let me read Genesis 6 so people...
The most WTF verse in the Bible.
So let me read this so that people can get an idea of what Nate is talking about when he's referring to the Nephilim. All right. So chapter 6 of Genesis, verse 1.
I feel like people read this part and go, what the hell?
I mean,
Oh, well.
it's a little strange. All right. So chapter 6, verse 1 in Genesis. When mankind began to multiply on the earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of mankind were beautiful, and they took any they chose as wives for themselves. And so these sons of God that's referencing here in verse 2, these sons of God, they're seeing the daughters of mankind. So the sons of God are understood to be angels. Okay? These angels saw women,
Mm-hmm.
okay? They were very beautiful. They took any they chose as wives for themselves. And the Lord said, my spirit will not remain with mankind forever because they are corrupt. Their days will be 120 years. And then verse 4, the Nephilim were on the earth, both in those days and afterward, when the sons of God came to the daughters of mankind who bore children to them. They were the powerful men of old, the famous men. So Nephilim, so the Nephilim are the children of these angels and women. Okay.
So there's no way,
And
no aliens in there, I guess.
No, not really aliens.
Okay.
Angels, not aliens. And so, yeah, and so the Nephilim are there. But then what's interesting is you have the flood, right?
Yeah.
And the flood destroys everything,
Yeah.
or everyone,
Mm-hmm.
which would presumably also destroy the Nephilim.
Right.
But then we see in Exodus in Numbers, where they're looking into the promised land, wanting to go into the promised land, and Joshua and Caleb and the other 10 come back, and the other 10 report, hey, we can't go into the promised land. We'll never be able to defeat them because Nephilim are there.
So are Nephilim like superheroes?
I mean, so they must have been large and tall and big and apparently scaring the bejeebies out of the Israelites. And so, but I thought they all were killed during the flood. But even here in Genesis, it says that they were
would live thereafter.
Yeah, so they were there those days, which would have been these days of Noah, and afterward. So the question is, did they survive the flood? Or did this same thing happen again after the flood?
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So there's all kind of wild theories on the Nephilim. And I know we're not talking about Nephilim today, but they're pretty strange too.
But they're weird.
They're up there with aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway.
But the sons of God.
Uh-huh.
Not aliens.
Not aliens.
Angels.
Angels.
How do we know they were angels?
Sons of God are referred to again later on. That phrase is referred later on, referring to heavenly beings.
Okay.
And so it's definitely understood to be heavenly beings, what we would call angels, who married daughters of men, bore children to them. So we are reading some into this, no question.
Mm-hmm.
But we also know it's not just men with women.
Okay.
Because if men took a woman to be his wife and they had children, that wouldn't be called corrupt by God.
Right.
So, and it would create a whole nother species called Nephilim.
Would these... never mind. We're aliens today.
Yeah, we're aliens.
But...
Yeah, Nephilim are giants. I mean,
yeah.
think of it that way.
Yeah. Would the sons of God not have... If they are displeasing God, would that not then turn them into demons?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's the phrase we would... Yeah, that's what we'd use. Yeah.
Okay. So they weren't... After they slept with human women, they would be demons then. If they were going against God and creating...
Yes, they would definitely... Yeah, I mean, they would be against God. Now, because where it kind of... So we know that there were demons that fell originally with Satan, right?
Yeah.
And so we call them demons. So I think we could put the same thing here. Like if we're using demon in the sense of that they are the ones that have turned against God.
Okay.
Right? If we're using that as the definition for it. Jude actually refers to these same people in Jude. And so it talks about the fact that they actually they refer to them as, and this is another reason why we call them angels.
Okay. Because
it talks about that the angels who did not keep their own position but abandoned their proper dwelling. And so this is in verse 6 of Jude. And that's another reason we call these sons of God as angels. But yeah. So yeah, you could call them demons, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when it mentions Leviathan in the Bible and all those other weird dragons and whatever.
Well,
those aren't aliens either?
No, some think that like Leviathan, like you're talking about, when it talks about Leviathan in the book of Job.
Yeah.
That people actually think those are like dinosaurs.
Okay. Not aliens.
Not aliens.
All right.
So we're ruling out things that are maybe strange in the Bible that are not aliens.
So there's strange stuff in the Bible, but none of them are aliens.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of strange stuff in the Bible.
Yeah.
But none of them are aliens.